Hello LPKPs, Little Pod Kutti Paanai channel members, viewers and subscribers, very good day to you all. So once again, I am really happy to meet you all. This time, once again, with a very genuine review about studying abroad without agent, we are going to review one particular university, one medical university in Kyrgyzstan. Reading the name of this university, many people will think that it is a government-owned university, but you should understand that it is a private university. Probably there are many agents, contractors, even MBBS students who are studying their 5th year or maybe 6th year who are unable to pay their university fee will be looking around for MBBS admissions. The most common thing that an agent or maybe a contractor would say is that compared to the MBBS fee in India, the MBBS fee in Kyrgyzstan with this particular university is very low. Probably you would have been spending just 2 lakh in Indian rupees every year. They would even say that the quality of education is excellent with world-class practical laboratory sessions. So in this video, we are going to compare the tuition fee, what you are going to pay directly to university versus the money that you will pay to the agent or maybe a contractor. In this video, we'll also understand the quality of education with this university, whether they will prepare the students for ECFMG or maybe NEXT exam upon completion of the degree. We have two websites for the same university. So let us understand the ground truth and reality with this video. So this is the university we are discussing about. Okay, so here we have searched for the university name. Okay, so we can understand that this university is in Bishkek. Okay, so you can find the address of this particular university. Okay, so the contact number is also mentioned. Please understand that they would be available in WhatsApp as well as Telegram, most probably in Telegram. If you try to go through the Google reviews, I'm not going to go with the positive reviews. Of course, you know that everybody would have given positive about this particular university. So we'll go with the lowest rating. Okay, so some person has mentioned 3 years back. Okay, so he could give them negative stars even. So this university is very old. For example, it reminds this person of the former Soviet days. So the student has not got the class schedule. Every now and then they are changing the schedules. One person has mentioned just 1 month back, okay, so never come to this so-called university. The people are mad, full of trauma. Even 1 year back, another one person has mentioned that they are collecting too much money for the students, even for absenteeism. So everybody is corrupt. So some miscellaneous fee of around like $500 is being collected. So they are also asking money for clearing the subjects. Please understand that this review was posted just 1 year back. Also 1 year back, one particular person has mentioned that the teachers don't know how to teach. So if you try to miss the particular class, you have to pay the fine for missing the class, which is approximately 300 soms. So we can understand that if you try to click on the website, it is redirecting you to one particular website. Also, we have another one particular website, .com. Okay, so they have mentioned official website. So let us go ahead with the first search result website. Okay, so this is a Kyrgyz domain website. Okay, so it is actually displayed in the Russian language. I have translated them in the English language. Okay, we can find some photos. Most of the photos are focused towards their nationality people. We can understand that one particular person has cleared the FMGE exam. So that was recent FMGE 2025 exam. Even if you try to click on this particular link, it is inactive. So this is the International Relation Department. They have displayed the names, but their contact information or maybe their technical details are actually missing. But however, they have displayed the telephone numbers over here. The email ID has been mentioned and the opening hours have been mentioned over here. Sunday is closed. So if you want to get admission to this particular university, you can directly contact them through their telephone numbers or maybe their email ID. Probably they should be available in Telegram. About their clinical basis, about their hospitals, their photo gallery proofs have been mentioned over here. Regarding the documents, they have mentioned each of these documents. Okay, so if you try to browse over one of the particular document, okay, so they have displayed in the Russian language, which means that you have to ask for a translated version. So for accommodation for the international students, okay, so you should have obtained the invitation letter, which means that a contract or maybe an agreement is signed between the university and the applicant. Only then you can go for the accommodation. The YouTube video is also mentioned. Regarding the tuition fee for the local students and for the foreign students, they have mentioned over here. Okay, so if you try to browse over the document, Approximately they are charging $4,400 every year. With regards to admission committee, separate telephone numbers as well as email IDs have been mentioned. As I told you, you can contact them through Telegram. So these are the list of documents for admission to this particular university. Okay, so the copy of the passport, state issued document on the secondary, vocational or maybe higher education certificates. So these certificates will be notarized or maybe translated in their local language or maybe Russian language. Okay, and certificate of the current year's nationwide testing. For example, the NEET score. Probably they don't care about the NEET score. Okay, and registration certificate they will be asking if you have. Okay, photos 3x4 2 pieces and 9x12 1 piece. Okay, application form. Okay, so all these details, if you try to submit, they will be giving you the invitation letter and they will be processing your visa as well as registration. Probably they will be giving you a visa for a short term period. After you enter Kyrgyzstan, then you should contact the international relation department who will take necessary action for your registration, what you call to be police registration. So it is necessary that you have your passport copy, your visa copy as well as your registration copy in the soft copy form in your mobile as well as in your laptop, because police might stop and ask you at any point of time. If they see these documents, they will just allow you. So 1 month before your visa expiry, please contact the international relation department. They might probably apply for a 1-year visa as well as registration. So this is the application form they have displayed in the Russian language. If you need, they will do the translation works. So you can find some gallery proofs about your hostel as well as your mess. Probably the agents or maybe contractors might say you might have a home-like feel. You will have Indian food, but if you go through an agent or maybe a contractor, you might end up spending more money. There are chances that you might have to share your room with another one particular person. So for getting admission to the residency or maybe your hostel, the place where you actually live, so you should have the copy of the passport, the photo, autobiography, the visa copy, the registration copy, as well as your certificates and invitation letter. There are no particular technical details present in the internship section. So let us go with the second website. So in the Google, they have mentioned it as the official website, but we have a doubt. We have a part to clarify. So if you try to browse over the home page, okay, so here we can find some Kyrgyz people photos. Here we can see some images of Indian people receiving this particular degree. Also in the testimonial section, we have some Indian people giving some testimonials. So which clearly makes us understand that this particular website is maintained by a Indian agent or maybe a contractor. Even though they have displayed it as an official website, we believe it to be the agent website. There are also free radiology lectures coming up. Okay, so if you try to browse over this particular information, so last year the free lecture was being handled by this particular doctor, and free classes for all university students is organized by this particular person. So they also have a WhatsApp group to engage the students in a continuous manner. If you browse through their contact section, okay, so here we can find more of the Indian as well as Pakistani photos being mentioned. Even if you try to browse over the student life, we can find the same photos. Probably they are making us believe that we will have a home-like feel. In this particular website, they have mentioned that the teaching medium is actually English, but in reality it is not. They will be teaching in Russian as well as Kyrgyz language. They will be forming some special micro groups for English speaking students. There will be some English speaking teachers, preferably Indian as well as Pakistani teachers will be handling these sessions. But there are some English speaking Kyrgyz teachers whose fluency in English is not to higher level. So they also have a blog where they are constantly engaging the students with the free lectures. We have the head of the international department, the name is mentioned. Probably we have a feeling that this particular person is associated with the agent or maybe contractor. But you should understand that with regards to the first website, we have some different names with the heads of the departments of international relations. So with this particular website, we can understand that they have mentioned that they are an authorized partner of this particular university. The name is also mentioned. You can understand that this particular consultancy is taking over this particular business. They are located in Rajasthan, India. So if you try to browse over their particular consultancy website, okay, so they have mentioned that the annual tuition fee is $4,000, which is the same what you find in the Kyrgyz domain website or maybe the first website. So probably we can understand that they are getting commission directly from the university, and they have mentioned that the University of Recognition is NMC, WHO and UNESCO. They have mentioned it as high quality of education, which we will find it out in the later part of the video. In the Instagram, we can find some information about this particular website. Please understand that it is maintained by the same agent or maybe contractor. Actually, they are pointing to one particular website which is currently inactive. So they don't have much followers with this particular Instagram page. In Facebook, they have around like 10k likes and 14k followers. Probably we believe that this page is also maintained by the agent or contractor. If you try to browse over the reviews or maybe recommendations, okay, we can understand that several universities are recommending this particular university. Okay, so for example, we have already reviewed this particular university, and there are several agents or contractors recommending this particular university. Among them, we have found one surprising result. Okay, so this is one very famous university who is recommending this particular university. Over the Google reviews, we found that several people have mentioned to blacklist this particular university. So we decided to search for this particular university. Space blacklisted. We can understand that it is not blacklisted by any particular country, including Pakistan. So let me tell you an interesting information which is actually posted in mbbsexpert.in. Okay, Operation Sindoor uncovers Pakistani controlled medical university scam in Kyrgyzstan. So among them is one particular university which has recommended this university. So these institutions are actually attracting Indian students with low fee and flashy brochures, but provide no real academic infrastructure or hospital affiliations. This university, however, is not in the blacklisted list of this particular website. Okay, so they have mentioned Health Minister of Kyrgyzstan orders to close 12 private medical colleges. This university is not in this list. However, you should note this particular information from Times of India. Okay, NMC cautions Indian students wooed by Kyrgyzstan colleges. Okay, among them, they have mentioned this particular university which has recommended what we are reviewing in this video. Also, we find our university name here. So they have mentioned that nearly 200 Indian students have already been enrolled in these institutions without enrollment of a single Kyrgyz student. So this is what NMC is saying. So they have mentioned to urge students to not go by what the agents or contractors are saying. Probably they should be checking the credentials of this particular university, what I have been discussing to you over the past videos. So we decided to check this particular university affiliation in the Google. Okay, so the university name space affiliation. We can understand that this university is accredited by WHO, World Health Organization, NMC, National Medical Commission of India, as well as the local one, okay, Ministry of Education and Science of Kyrgyz Republic. It is also accredited by Sapatu Bilim. About the fee details, okay, so we have searched for the university namespace MBBS fee, okay. We are getting search results from different agents or maybe contractors. Probably you should understand that there are very few agents or contractors. The reason is that there is one famous agent or contractor who has already opened the website for this particular university, which we had already gone through. So in this particular agent website, they have mentioned that the tuition fee is $3,500, hostel fee $600. So total MBBS fee is $4,100 or approximately 3.4 lakh in Indian rupees. So this is for every year for all the 6 years. If you go through another one particular website, they have not mentioned a specific fee structure for this particular university, but they have given a general structure in Kyrgyzstan. So it will range between $3,500 till $6,500 per year. So let me tell you the ground truth and reality of this particular university. If you try to go through an agent or maybe a contractor, the very famous agent is actually available. So they will be charging between $4,000 till $4,500 irrespective of any year. Probably you might end up spending $27,000 at the end of 6 years if you go through an agent or maybe contractor. Probably if you go through the direct admission, initially they will charge you the exact same amount. But if you try to trade or maybe bargain, you might end up spending $3,000 for the first year and an approximate amount of $2,500 for the remaining years. So if you go through the direct admission, you might end up spending $16,000 or approximately 14 lakh in Indian rupees if you go through the direct admission with this particular university for all the 6 years of study. There are chances that the university might redirect you to the Indian or maybe Pakistani agent or contractor, again reminding you not to go with an agent or contractor. We understand that the hostel fee, the mess fee is quite high with the agent or contractor. Please understand that you might be spending somewhere around $200 or approximately 17,000 in Indian rupees for the food alone. If you take a single room studio apartment, you might be spending somewhere around $200. So just imagine if you are going to share your room with somebody, you can drastically cut down the costs. Please understand that Indian as well as Pakistani food products are available plenty in the bazaars and supermarkets. You can even bring your masala products from the country of origin if needed. Regarding the transportation facilities, you can take a taxi, you can trade them, or you can choose Yandex Go if you want to travel on your own without sharing with anybody. Please understand that the quality of education is relatively poor. They focus more on lecture as well as analysis, but their practice laboratory sessions are not up to the international standards. If you try to compare the study materials with medically advanced countries like India, the materials you get from this particular university are Google translated materials for the foreign students. Everywhere the agent is giving assurance that they are giving preparation for the ECFMG or maybe NEXT exam, but in reality, the coaching is not given. If your NEET score is very low, if you are just looking for value of money without bothering about the quality of education, if you think that you can prepare for your ECFMG or maybe NEXT exam on your own, getting the study materials from your friends or colleagues from your country of origin, then you can approach this university directly without the need for an agent or maybe contractor. However, you should go through this particular information advisory to Indian students intending to study in Kyrgyzstan Republic. So the student should have obtained eligibility certificate from NMC, National Medical Commission, as per the eligibility requirement for taking admission in the UG medical course in a foreign medical institution, Regulation Act of 2002. Please understand that the NEET score is valid only for 3 years. So the certificates, mark sheets issued in India are to be attested by MEA, Ministry of External Affairs, New Delhi, for seeking admission. So whatever the bills, tuition fee, boarding fee, lodging fee, for example, visa, registration, every bill, every statement should be filed by the student. So after you have completed your degree, the certificates awarded by this particular university are required to be attested with the Ministry of Education of Kyrgyzstan Republic. Henceforth, you can appear for your NMC, National Medical Commission, as well as other state exams. So I'm sure you would have benefited a lot out of this useful, genuine review. Not all universities in Kyrgyzstan are offering low quality of education. If you would like to know which university is actually giving reasonable quality of education, please go through our playlist, Studying Abroad Without an Agent. So see you then in another interesting, genuine review of private medical universities in Kyrgyzstan. Till then, be safe, be healthy.